Yo, what is up, YouTube? It's Sungod here, and I'm here with Pusi Puu. Whatever.
What's up, guys?
How do you even spell your
Yeah,
name?
the Pusi. It's a soft S. It's Pusi Puu, you know.
Pusi Puu.
Pusi with a soft S.
German
What's up, guys?
style.
I'm Pusi.
Yeah. So we're doing like a tier list for Rengar matchups, and we're gonna rank like every single jungler in the list, from A to Z, from unplayable to easy, and yeah, we're probably gonna debate on some of the champions, but it's gonna be fun. So let's get started, shall we?
Damn right, shall we? Okay, what do you think? Like, maybe a champion that is super unplayable, where you think like every time you face it, either you permaban it, or like when you face it, you say, hell nah, I'm not playing this matchup, I avoid this champion at all costs. Because I got one in mind already.
Oh, you got one on mind? Which one is it?
Easy. It is Beowulf. I permaban this champion for the past 4 months. Like,
I wasn't
complete perma that
Belveth,
champion.
That's interesting.
What do you think about Beowulf? Do you think it's like...
I think Belveth.
Do you agree with me? Is it unplayable or is it like skill matchup? What do you think?
I think it's non-playable, but I definitely think it's hard in the sense that, you know, a good Belveth player will just perma invade you and like look to skirmish you like all the time, wins every single 2v2s. But what I like to do against Belveth is just completely avoid her and like, you know, try to kite her as much as possible using powered E. We can put her in unplayable though, because I just think it's just a better version of Rengar in every single way. And
I would just...
It makes sense.
Like, it's a bad matchup just because of the E and because of the 4 dashes where you can follow up and you don't have burst damage, so Rengar can't even like heal everything back up because there's no burst, she just does like slow DPS. But on top of that, on top of being a bad matchup, she's just the most broken mobile jungler with insane side lane pressure because of the Herald, and just overall so busted and overtuned that it's just like, I permaban this champion. Like, every time I see Beowulf, I'm already mentally lost. Like, I don't let this champion leave this champion open ever. It's so unplayable.
I actually think,
like, I hate it.
In the current meta, she's not that good. I don't see like many Belveths, so that's why I probably would not play in unplayable. When it comes to EOS though, like, haven't played on that server for quite a while, but my experience has been like so much more different, and I feel like it's just really fun to talk about the matchups, just because, you know, like, we have like a really different experience because the players are just completely different and the playstyle is different. So I'm actually gonna talk about one matchup, and I know for sure you're not gonna agree with me, but I'm actually gonna put Nidalee in unplayable, and I know it's gonna sound crazy. I know it's gonna sound crazy, but you know, China, like, Nidalee is perma pick or ban. It's just absolutely unplayable. Like, she has so much more lane pressure than you do, and when she gets like that little bit of lead, it just becomes completely unplayable. It's just completely outkites you. Chinese players were just mechanically, like, they're way better than US players, and they will make use of Nidalee like to her fullest potential. It's just really hard to play against because they're not stupid, right? But yeah, that's how I feel about it. That's how I feel about Nidalee. So Nidalee for me would be unplayable on China. On US is completely easy, which is super weird, right?
Okay, listen. I am not flashed by that, like, what you think Nidalee is unplayable, because I hate this champion with a passion. Like, I think this champion is so overtuned in jungle. Like, she's not a good champion overall. Like, it doesn't really do much for the team, but like from a jungle perspective, jungling against Nidalee, when she has one prayer lane, the champion just completely takes over, perma invades twice the tempo than any other jungler ever has, twice the clear speed, twice the gank potential. She's just so, like, that's why Korean and Chinese junglers love her, right? I've played in Korea. It's pick or ban in Korea, so like, EOS doesn't really like Nidalee. There are only a few Nidalee one tricks who are completely good, like stomping, by the way, always. I don't know, Tent and Might, if you know them. They're like insane. But I hate Nidalee too. But I wouldn't say like it's not an unplayable Rengar matchup, because if you have even lanes, Rengar should win that matchup. Just like from even numbers. You can't punish that champion because she's too tanky nowadays after the durability patches. She got so much HP from all the mage items, and Rengar can't stick to her. But if you get decent CS, if she doesn't get ahead and doesn't perma invade you, you will outscale her. Like, once you have 3 items, you jump her and she dies. Like, I would say this is a skill matchup. Like, I agree this champion is disgusting for junglers. And what?
I would still want to put her on hard. Like, just because the way the meta works, you can't really like get your 3 to 4 item spikes conveniently like every game. I would really like to see her like in hard at least. But if we're gonna consider like all elos combined, all servers combined, then yeah, okay, we can put it in skill matchup.
Thing is, like jungling against Lily is just so annoying, and I perma-banned her in Korea as well, just because I was so frustrated of playing as Lilies with Priors. But I still, you gotta be honest, like from a champion perspective, like dueling rank against Lily, she is way more enjoyable than, for example, Belveth, in my opinion. But I agree with you, the current meta, like she's just better jungler than Rengar.
All right, well, let's go to the next one. What do you have in mind?
Unplayable. I got another one on unplayable. If the guy's good on the champion, Master Yi.
Master Yi?
Like Master Yi is like, yeah, like the biggest Rengar counter that ever exists, even bigger than on Belveth.
No, I definitely agree. I just never see that champion, so it's a little bit hard for me to judge. But yeah,
when you see it, like he just has 2 abilities that completely counter your one-shot potential and your burst, Q and W, right? After the Yi buffs, he has a 5-second W cooldown. That means he can perma heal back the damage you dealt to him, and you can't deal any damage because he just auto attacks. You can't interrupt his W because you only have a snare. He can dodge your abilities. He doesn't have burst, so you can't even heal back up. He just DPSs you. You can't use your W properly. You can't one-shot him. You can't escape him because he just dodges your bowler if he wants to with his Q, and he just chases you down. Like, it's just...
He is stronger than you at every single stage of the game. Like, early game, he's stronger.
Every stage.
Even if you get 4 items and he has 2 items, he will still win. It's just too...
He will still win if he plays it well.
It's
like, he has to fuck up, to freak up, for a Rengar to ever kill him and punish him.
Yeah.
Like, you have to avoid him at all costs.
No, I definitely agree with you. I like that. And unplayable though, I got someone else in mind. Just because I'm just gonna put Poppy. Like
Poppy?
No, I don't know.
You're not gonna like this one. You're not gonna like this one. Okay, can you explain me why? I mean, the obvious reason is the W, right? But like, why else?
The W is the obvious reason, but the other reason is that, you know, every single time I will play Rengar on the Chinese server, like I will see a Poppy, and every single time it's just level 2 gank into level 2, level 3 invades, and just like completely take over the game. And I feel like it's just not fun to play against, because honestly, like, the way Chinese people will play her is just like Dark Harvest into tank, and she does more damage. She completely cucks you, and you know, even if you try to get into some ganks, she will have more tempo because she doesn't even care about farming all that much. So I will put it on playable just because honestly, like, even if you get into carries, you know, like, she will always like try to peel for her carries, and it's just really annoying to play against. But yeah. What do you have to say about Poppy?
I mean, I agree with you. I think the champion is so underrated, and is like, she's just a complete stat check champion. She has so many better stats than Rengar has, like more movement speed. She even outbursts you if she wants to, and obviously the W spell. Like, she is insanely strong and can be insanely frustrating to play against. But I think she can be... Like, I'd rather play against the Poppy jungle, for example, than any of the other champions we just mentioned. Yi, Belveth, Nidalee. Because you can punish Poppy, in my opinion, if you counter gank her. Like, the moment she uses her E and her W to gank someone, because like usually she uses W for the movement speed, and she uses E, then just no escape spell. Yeah, so if you counter gank her, you can lock her down, you can kill her, and then it's like actually easy to play around. Or if she uses her W once, she doesn't have that many things in team fights that like help her to win the fight. Like, Rengar does more. You can heal way more, deal more damage, jump around. Poppy, once her W is gone, like, she's good burst against a single target or like good gank potential, I agree. Like, the moment the abilities are out, it's kind of easy to play around her. But I still think, and once you have Edge of Night, actually, obviously her W is whatever, right?
Yeah.
But
that's true.
I mean, I understand why you're saying that. But I would play her actually in hard matchup, just because like you can actually play around her. She doesn't out clear you. Yes, she can cheese gank, but you shouldn't judge the matchup by like if a champion and cheese engraver. I'll put it on hard matchup. In my personal opinion. If you say no, I hate unplayable, I respect that. For me, it's on the hard matchup.
Most of the matchups that I put like in unplayable is mostly because it's not necessarily like in the 1v1 potential like that they have against you. It's mostly because, you know, how much they actually provide for their team and how much it actually cucks you, right? And you know, I really feel like it's just I would put her between unplayable and hard, to be honest, just because like her W just protects like way too much, and she has like obviously 2 to 3 abilities that can kind of pin you down in team fights, which is kind of annoying. But yeah, then again, like in solo queue, like people have like bad map awareness, so you can always cheese 1 or 2 kills into like an objective. So yeah, I will put her. I'll put her in hard though. I like your take on that. All right, let's proceed.
All right.
What else do we have?
What else do we have? Yeah, that's a good question.
And I would put one in hard, and hard close to unplayable if the player is really good. I would put Graves. What's your take on that?
Graves, I think Graves is a skill matchup. Like
Graves is a skill matchup.
Graves used to be very frustrating because he just like another stat monster. He is just base like 90 base armor, and he one-on-ones you.
Yeah.
If you go melee range to him, and like until I think level 6 he always wins. But I think Graves is so slow in the jungle until he's like his first item. You can actually outpath him. You can out-tempo him. You can be on place before he is. And you usually win 2v2s against Graves. That's because like Graves only has like single target damage except his Q.
I would actually agree with you. Before patch 13.20, you know, after like all those jungle
yeah,
nerfs.
he's actually
But after this patch, like I just feel like he
got way stronger.
It's just true. It's actually hard to unplayable because he just farms so much better than you. He stat checks you, like you're gonna be weaker against him. You're not gonna have the tools to really deal with the Graves anymore. And there's absolutely no way, even if you kill a Graves once or twice, there's absolutely no way you will ever like outfarm a Graves. You will never be higher level than a Graves, and it's just really hard to like catch up to him afterwards because, you know, it does 1k damage per auto, and yeah, there's really nothing you can do against them like after 1 or 2 items. That's my take after the jungle nerfs. Before jungle nerfs, I would totally agree with you though. What do you think?
I think Yomos made him so strong because he's like the only champion that really uses Yomos insanely well because of the movement speed. He can kite so easily, and he uses just the raw stats so well. Like other assassins, if they go Yomos, they can't survive after one shot unless they're super ahead. They can't get out by Graves. Like doesn't need to go in. He just plays from range. The same reason why Jace also uses Yomos well, right? Like he uses Yomos better than assassins. That's why I think he's so strong. And
that's true.
Him like getting more damage to camps with his armor also helps him a lot right now. But like the thing is, you have a small window to punish the Graves, right? That's why I see it as a skill matchup, because if you find the Graves level 6 when you're 4 stacks, he will not escape. Like you will kill him 10 out of 10 times, right? If you both have flash, if you hit your E, he will not escape. You need 4 stacks, you need to track down his jungling. But I agree with you, it is like the Rengar needs to be way more like, what do you call it? He needs to play way better. Needs to.
That's true.
Yeah, and to punish him. But if you don't punish a Graves, he will outfarm you. He will outstat you. He will do more damage than you. Then like you have a small window where you can watch him, like what I do whenever the red buff or the blue buff spawns. Whenever he started, when I'm level 6, I get my 4 stacks. I insta sprinter. I need this window. If I kill him, GG, I outscale him, the game is over, because you just snowball so much off the kill. Because when you're fed, the thing is, like Graves has no escape spell. When you're fed, he will be one shot. Not even the armor is gonna help him. If you're fed to a point, you can just jump on him, burst him down. There's nothing he can do. He doesn't have utility. The only thing he has is E ult, but not even that helps him because you just have your slow, your bowler, you catch up to him. Actually, smoke screen can help, but usually he just dies, from my experience. But also, a good point, the smoke screen cucks Rengar so hard. If you're in a bush, like for example the pixel bush in the river, he just smoke screen it and there's nothing you can do about it. I forgot about smoke screen. That spell is so annoying for Rengar. Just W on the bush and you can't jump anywhere. You're literally 8 for 5 seconds.
It's so annoying. I agree. But it's interesting you mentioned like Jace and Graves, because these two champions can both utilize like Gore Drinker and Bruiser builds so fucking well, and I feel like not a lot of people do that. but when they do, like the matchup actually becomes like completely unplayable.
Oh yeah, like Goredrinker Grace is just unplayable. Yep, you can't ever kill him. He just deals more damage than you.
That's why Goredrinker Grace is so because insane. Most of the Grays thankfully don't do that. But if they're good and they go the Goredrinker build, like it's just GG. Go next.
I'll put it in hard as well. Yeah, when they go Goredrinker Black Cleaver, the funny build with Tabis on top. Yeah. I mean they can't carry as hard, but yeah, you won't carry either against that.
Next one. I would like to put Kha'Zix's skill matchup and not really talk to it about it too much. I feel like
I won't put no. I gotta talk about this one.
Really?
Kha'Zix is Rengar favored and up to 3 maybe even. There's nothing Kha'Zix like Rengar is the biggest counter to Kha'Zix ever. Like there's nothing Kha'Zix can do against the Rengar after the after the rework since you get vision on E. You outburst him. He out-heal his combo, his burst as well. He can never go invis because you just hit your E, and he can't go Edge of Night because the E vision goes through Edge of Night, so that as well. Like this matchup is, I would put it in 3. Like I've never lost against the Kha'Zix in my life. I'm not gonna be honest. This matchup is so free in my opinion.
No, I agree with you that most of the time I do win against Kha'Zix's. I was just biased with like the community, to be honest, because everyone just says that, you know, Kha'Zix is...
Yeah, it used to be skill matchup before the Rengar rework, but now like it is really free. Like there's nothing you can do. Like I said, you out-heal him with your W, he can't burst you. You out-damage him even. You clear faster than him. You reveal him. You can ult E. Like he can't ever go invis. He can't play the game when Rengar's around. Like it's just... That's like for my like the biggest counter to Kha'Zix is Rengar in my opinion. Right. So I will put that matchup. Okay, wait, I have a small exception. Unless it's Bruiser build, since obviously Bruiser items just counter Rengar burst.
Yeah.
But like the champion itself, I will still put in Rengar favored to 3.
No one really plays like Kha'Zix Bruiser except like Agurin or Agurin, yeah. But talking about easy though, I have like one in mind. Are we thinking about the same?
Wait, is it a meta jungler? Like, is it played right now?
No, not really. I never see her, but yeah, it is Eve.
Lilian? Eve, oh.
Yeah.
Really? Yeah. Oh, do you think Eve? Okay, juice me up. Why is Eve easy?
Why is Eve
easy? Obvious reason is right?
Honestly, like, same, like, when you were talking about Kha'Zix, I felt like you were talking about Eve, because that's the experience I have with Eve, and I've never, ever lost to an Eve. I just feel like she's way too easy to play against.
I've lost to so many Eves. Oh my god.
Are you losing against the Eve
Can I explain
because
why?
She's like cheesing all the time, or?
Yeah.
Nah, I mean that makes sense, but as tricky.
I mean, no. Oh wait, were you asking me if that's the reason?
Yeah.
Sorry, I thought you were saying. Oh no, that's not the reason. That's not the reason. The reason is like Eve obviously is a cheese champion. And the Perma respect her, and her stealth is so unhealthy for the game. But the reason is that you can't punish this champion nowadays unless you're 20 kills. You can't punish Evelyn because you can't one-shot her anymore early game. Not even with 4 stacks. Like she will get away with the slow unless you're in a bush. I find it so hard to punish an Evelyn nowadays.
Really?
She's actually decently, she's that's just my opinion. If you disagree, that's totally fine.
I mean, yeah,
I don't think you can
disagree, but you know, it's kind of funny that we talk about all those matchups because like we have like a different view on a lot of champions, and I do find that interesting.
Yeah, that's good.
I feel like Eve has always been like super free to me.
I think when you have same items, a 3-item Rengar against a 3-item Evelyn, yeah, I mean Rengar obviously it's Rengar favorite matchup. Like don't get me wrong, it is a Rengar favorite matchup, but I find it so hard to punish an Eve nowadays. She can escape with her ulti, and yes, at the same time you disable her ulti, which is like her main spell that makes her useful.
That's actually so
and you can like reveal her.
That's so
but
funny.
It's so hard for me to lock down an Eve nowadays.
I actually felt like it was hard to punish an Eve before than it is nowadays.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Really. But yeah, do you want to talk about the next?
Okay, let's talk about the next.
Let's
talk about the meta jungler.
The meta junglers.
I was thinking about Jarvan, for example.
Jarvan.
I feel like that's a good one to talk about.
Yeah, this one is gonna be controversial because you know I feel like Jarvan isn't really like the type of jungler you can really put in a tier list, right? You can't put in like in Rengar favored, you can't put him easy, skill matchup, hard, unplayable. It's just like it really depends on the Jarvan playstyle, because the Jarvan doesn't play to cuck you. It plays to cuck your team and to make his team like as ahead as possible, if that makes sense, right? Like literally every single Jarvan players will just gank level 2, level 3 bots, will get double kill, and then, you know, all of a sudden like the game becomes unplayable, not because Jarvan is strong, but because his team is fucking strong, right? So I really don't know where to put him.
I see where you're coming from, but like for me, I can put him easy in I would say hard or skill matchup, because like that's, in my opinion, like it depends of if the Jarvan is good. Like if he has a win condition bot lane, for example, Aphelios Thresh lane, he wants to get his carry ahead.
Yeah.
Yes, he can like get his bot lane super ahead and gank so much easier and get his team ahead. But for example, when you play against our green Jarvan, this guy will get 9 CS per minute on Jarvan, get insane amount of ability haste, and will literally be a 1v9 machine. Like he's not getting his team ahead, he gets himself ahead and 1v9s of that. And I feel like good Jarvan players do that. Like when I face a bad Jarvan player, he wastes all his resources by ganking, and they don't utilize the actual strength that Jarvan has, which is like skirmishes, playing around the EQ combo, the flag. So for me, it's actually, like when I see Jarvan is like spam ganking, I count him as a bad Jarvan, and I say the bad playstyle. But for example, when you play against Argreen and like good Jarvan players that actually go to good CS per minute and abuse the gore drink, like for example bruiser items first of all, and then like his really strong kit, I think Jarvan is like a hard matchup. I like, for me, I can put him easy in a tier list.
I actually think
good Jarvan players get good CS. Yeah,
no, that's true. But I feel like we should redefine like the rules of this tier list, because I feel like, you know, a lot of these matchups would change based on a lot of factors, and that factor would be like, are we talking about the highest elo possible? Are we talking about all elos combined? Are we talking about the champion specifically? So are we like, what are we talking about exactly? Are we talking about,
I would say high elo tier list. Yeah, high elo tier list. Yeah,
that makes more sense. Okay.
No, your champion should perform against another champion.
Okay.
So like,
no, that makes more sense.
Yeah.
I'll definitely put him in hard then. Hard because, you know, like it's just gets 2 items, gets 2 city boots, now then gets warden mailed, and you just don't do any damage to him anymore because of his W passive, right? So no, I definitely agree.
I agree.
But I wanted to talk about like a really interesting one actually, and I feel like you're not gonna agree with me, but I don't know, I hate this champion with a passion, like in higher elo, and it's Kayn. Like I don't like, you're not gonna agree with me, I know, but I just hate this champion with a passion, because this is the type of champion that I just completely demolish, like in the early game, like completely. I will just perma-invade him, perma-kill him, like be 2-3 levels ahead and just completely take over the game. But then it just gets blue form, and all of a sudden becomes like, you know, like an S tier champion. It's no counterplay whatsoever. And you know, I feel like I don't know what your experience with Kayn is, but from my experience, it's just so unbelievably unfun to play against, especially because he has no counterplay. So what do you think?
I mean, Kayn gets rewarded for inting, right? Like you get orbs for inting, for just hitting champions.
Yeah.
So that's the thing. You gotta get yourself a 3k lead over Kayn, but he still gets rewarded. He gets some sort of like reward, his orbs, like his orbs is his reward. And the moment he has a spike, his red or blue Kayn spike, he actually becomes a champion, and it turns from a complete useless. I think Kayn without form is like the most useless champion that exists.
Yeah.
But the moment he hits a spike, it's like his form is like the most insane spike you can ever get. And I agree, the moment he gets blue form or red form, it's just, he's a better champion than you. You can't kill him because he will just dash away, go into a wall, dodge your damage even with a smite ult if he's fast. And he could just burst you down because he has so much damage, Rengar can't really heal up against it. And if he's smart, he saves his abilities in a way where Rengar can only heal like 20% of the damage that he actually dealt if he uses his W first, into ulti, into Q, and then W again. Like there's not a lot Rengar can do. But I think usually when I play against the Kayn, the game is already over before he has his form. And then not even his form can save him. Yeah, but I agree that once he has his form, he's way better. I think, like me personally, I would put him. Yeah, I would put him in Rengar favorite as well.
Definitely.
Like, he's not having a good time against the Rengar early game.
Against a good Rengar, like a Kayn will not play like the 10-15 first minutes, but when you get his form though, he's just Exodia. It doesn't matter like how much you punish him, and it's just really annoying to play against.
it's really annoying to play against. Like, it's just a very unhealthy champion. I agree, though.
Yeah.
I think overall as a...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you want to talk about Briar?
Briar, yes. Okay, Briar. I think Briar's a special one. I think...
It is.
I would put him in Rengar favored. Maybe it's no skill matchup, probably. But the thing is, she's so overtuned right now that it's hard to judge, because she's really overtuned. At the moment she has her one of items, she just destroys you, and there's nothing you can do about it. Like early game, you hard win against her. There's nothing she can do because she just has too low damage, too high cooldowns, and you Rengar just stomps her. But the moment she gets 6 and the first item, I think it's just there's nothing you can do. Like literally nothing. Yeah.
I definitely agree. Hell of Blades are literally like she counters you with her E. You know, it's funny because in the unplayable matchup, there's always like this kind of ability that completely screws you over. You know, like Bel'Veth E, Mastery W, Mastery Q, Briar E. But I feel like Briar is not too much like Mastery in Bel'Veth because she doesn't have like those dashes and all that, right? So
yeah, I feel like she's easy to lock down.
Yeah, she's easy to lock down. She's easy to like kind of counterplay, but the problem is when she does get on you, there's absolutely nothing you can do. And yeah, I definitely agree that it is a skill matchup in my opinion, / hard in some cases.
I would personally put her on hard matchup just because the champion is so overtuned right now, but I could also put on skill matchup. And the thing is, pre-6 it's just hard Rengar favored, and post-6 in my opinion it's just hard Briar favored. I don't know.
But
I could put on like both hard
Briar players that I see just get like 10 kills out of like thin air because my teammates like can't respect her ult for some reason. Like they hear her ult sound and they just stay still, like nothing's gonna happen to them. Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Oh, let me just recall you. Let's not cancel recall after she does the sound, right?
Yeah. Let me just stay right there. All right. Who's next on the list? Okay. What do you have in mind?
Next up. Okay, this is gonna be. I'm very curious to what you say about this one, Ivan.
Ivan.
What do you think about Ivan?
Honestly, Ivan, I don't fight a lot, but I will not put him in easy, because Ivan is the kind of champion, like, first of all, like, if you're fighting an Ivan, he's not gonna be stupid. He's not gonna put bullets for you and just like
exactly.
And I feel like the champion gets so AIDS, not as a champion itself, but you know, like the amount of utility he provides for his team is just so cancer to deal with that there's literally nothing you can do. Like you can't kill anyone, you can't get away, you can't out-peel people, like you're just dead. Like the second you engage, you can't kill anyone and you can't run away. And I feel like this champion for me is actually hard.
I'll actually put him in hard as well. Especially after the jungle changes, like he's the only champion that doesn't suffer from the slower clear speed because he just one shot. Smites the camp, he has a special ability, exactly. And like you said, we're talking about the high elo tier list, like good players don't place bushes with Ivan when there's a Rengar around.
Yeah.
They will make sure to kite him, use the Q. Daisy is so overpowered, it's like a Baron pet, legit for Ivan. Perma knockup. The thing though is, what I have with Ivan.
Strong, though.
Sorry?
It didn't used to be that strong though. Like I feel like
it did not used to be that strong. They buffed Daisy. Yeah.
When was it? Because you know, like I definitely felt it like
the season. A year ago. I think. It was the season where they buffed Tibbas and Daisy together. So like you can't smite them, which is a hard nerf. Like you can't smite them anymore. Smite gets like 10 damage, and you can't. Or like they're way tankier. They have twice the HP, so they're alive for so long you can't smite them, and it's like a Baron pet. But the thing with Ivan is, there's an item that completely hard counters him, Serpent's Fang obviously, like the shields become useless and you get a good item for like a cheap item with insane value in that game, which I think is Rengar favored. And on top of that, like when you have your 2-3 items, there's nothing he can do about the one shot. Like the moment you go to him, there's nothing he can do ever to survive. Because Ivan doesn't buy HP items, like he's not gonna go Tabi, he's probably gonna go Morbius or Lucidity Boots into Moonstone or Shirelia. into, I don't know, what
I just
what
think
other
it's
support
the
items
amount
there are.
of utility that he provides
Yes.
is just way too fucking much. Even if you buy Serpent's Fang, like he still has Shurelias, he still like busts like 5 people, he still like runs around with like Daisy that is absolutely unkillable and will slow you and then knock you up. Like, it's just like, even if you have Serpent's Fang, I feel like the champion is still AIDS to play against.
Yeah, it is. If you're not fat and not like 2-3 items, you can't ever kill him, and he just out utilities you and like is so much more value, gives so much more value for his team. So literally the only play you have is somehow get fat and try to one-shot him. But it's like very hard because he can knock you down. He also cheeses your blue buff for some reason every game. I can't predict Ivan's pathing. That's also like his pathing can be so unpredictable. I have no idea. Okay, how do I punish him? Do I just invade him? Oh no, he's there. He just kills me. Like literally, it's so hard. I put him a hard matchup as well.
That's funny because I can't predict on Ivern too because I don't play Ivern and I will never play the champion. Like, I don't know what an Ivern does.
Yeah, that's the most boring champion you could ever play.
Actually. Alright, let's go next. I'm curious about this one though. It's gonna be Fiddlesticks. What do you think?
Okay, the thing is, I've not faced Fiddlesticks in a long time. I think the matchup itself is easy. Because with Rengar ult, you can always like expose him so he can't 5-man fear. So that's a good thing. But you can't, in my opinion, actually you can punish him unless he's on a camp. Like it's harder now to punish a Fiddlesticks because if he fears more than one target, he will out-heal your damage.
Yeah.
I think the champion is so underratedly strong. Like his ultimate is so good. But I still think on the matchup tier list, Rengar just counters a Fiddlesticks. Like a Fiddlesticks into a Rengar is like, oh no, I'm playing against a Rengar. Shit, I'm gonna need to be so much more careful. Need to pay attention to his pathing. Need to look out where he is. Need to have my positioning correct. Whereas Rengar has to never respect the fiddle. Just at one point you have to look out for his ultimates. You know.
I agree.
So I would put it as Rengar favorite.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you know, like I'm the type of Rengar that will always like invade and just, you know, try to like 1v9 the game off of that. Yeah. But you know, there's like a few champions in the game that just piss me off. Not because they're very strong against me, but because I just can't kill them. Like, for example, like a Kayn has like so much mobility, just will get away. It's just really annoying. And feels like
for me.
Kind of the same thing. Same thing for me. You know, like it's so hard to actually invade a Fiddlestick, except if he's using W on a camp already, which is totally different, right?
Yeah.
But yeah,
that's why in my opinion, also quick topic break. Invading as Rengar like level 3, level 4 has gotten so much worse over the durability patch and like the last 2 patches and seasons. Like, did you play in season 9 and season 10?
Yeah, I did.
Like the moment Rengar was on you, especially after your first base, you got a Dirk, they just died. That was so broken, but now they got so much HP and you can barely lock down the champion. It's so hard to counter jungle. That's why I feel like you're so much more efficient with just full clearing.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, season 9 was just the most fun. Season 8 and season 9 were just the most fun for Rengar. Like, you could actually 1v9 games. Nowadays, 1v9 in games is not really a thing anymore, sadly.
Yeah, the worst player loses the game. Actually, okay, I got one. One of the most popular streamers, League streamers, one trick. And me personally, I think coin flip matchup. What do you think about Hecarim?
Do a nil. Are we talking about the current? Are we talking about the current state, or are we talking about Hecarim?
The current state, current Hecarim.
I think current states. I would say Rengar favored. Yeah, from my perspective.
Totally agree with you.
I think Rengar favored. Like, it's kind of like the old Olaf against Hecarim. You know, like whenever you saw on Hecarim, you would pick Olaf, and I feel like it's kind of like that in the sense that, you know, before Hecarim, like the assassin Hecarim used to be like completely unplayable. Actually, like, literally nothing you could do. Just run over your team, get pentakills.
Predator Hecarim, yep.
Super boring to play against, but now that he actually got nerfed, and rightly so, I feel like it's really Rengar favored, yeah.
Same, I agree.
Okay.
Yeah, not much to talk about it, just you look him down.
Yeah.
He can't really do a lot, you outstat him. The only way he wins is if he gets 20 CS per minute, power farms, 2 levels ahead, and then just runs you over. But that's not going to happen against a good Rengar.
That's true. Okay. Alright, I feel like this one is going to be a skill matchup, but what do you think about Lee Sin?
I was literally looking at Lee Sin right now. I think right now, I mean, I can't. If you look at it in the matchup perspective, just don't look at the fact that Lee Sin has so easy ganks, so much damage. I think from a matchup perspective, I think it's a skill matchup, maybe hard matchup, but slight hard matchup. But this champion is so overtuned in my opinion. I mean, you play in China, right? Lee Sin is probably a perma-event there. Yeah,
I mean, you don't...
This champion is just a little overtuned.
It is overtuned, just like base stats are just off the charts. Yeah, absolutely. But you know, like I see like a lot of Lee Sins like in China, and they have like insane mechanics with Lee Sins and all that. But you know, like I kind of try to avoid fighting a Lee Sin like in a way that's gonna be bad for me. And usually, like I really feel like it's a skill matchup because even if the Lee Sin is insane, like I know I'm insane too, right? I'm not gonna be taking stupid fights. I'm not gonna take his Q like head on. So. Yeah, I really like this matchup actually. I would put him in skill matchup. What do you think?
Really? But what do you think? Like what goes through your mind when you're next to Lee Sin level? Let's say River, you want to get the crap. Lee Sin is with you at the crap. Do you think? Oh yeah, this looks like a free matchup.
No, actually no.
Yeah, because he just one shots you with 6. Like he has more damage. While being tanky, while having more mobility. I think the moment he gets 6, it turns into a decent matchup, fair matchup. Like I get you, also don't mind the matchup really, because if you play well with 4 stacks, you win early. If you counter gank him, if you track him, it's not that hard. But I think at 6 he just spikes so immensely with his damage and on top of his mobility that he actually just like kicks your skull in, and there's not a lot you can do.
I don't know. Like
what do you think?
I really like. I tend to not fight a Lee Sin. Like for example, like you were giving me this river situation. You know, like if I'm next to Lee Sin, and you know, the first thing I'm gonna think of is okay, double W. I'm getting the fuck out of here, right?
Yeah.
But you know, I feel like once you get 1 or 2 items, even if he has like Gore Drinker or like Tab Eyes or something, you know, like usually you can kite him like good enough that even if he Rs you or something, you can kind of still like cleanse his damage and try to kill him, right? But might just be me. I would put him like skill matchup, but I would put him slightly hard just because of the reasons you mentioned, like you know his base damage and all that. What do you think?
Fair. Yeah, I put him a hard matchup. Like you can put him skill matchup, understand it, but for me it's just like the fact, like you said, when you have to respect the Lee Sin to a point that you just double W, have to get the fuck out of there, and you have to play super well to outplay him. I feel like that like automatically makes it a bit harder matchup.
Yeah, I gotta put him on the same tier, you know, like I just wouldn't be able to put like Lee Sin on the same tier as like a Jarvan or you know like Poppy or something. Yeah. But yeah, what's
okay, sounds fair.
The next one.
Actually, I don't have a single skill matchup so far. Like not a single skill matchup. Yes.
I have 2.
Did you put someone in skill matchup?
Yeah.
Yeah, I put Nidalee and Lee Sin in hard matchup.
Okay.
I put Nidalee in skill matchup. Okay.
Alright, cool.
Okay, next one.
Next one, I kind of want to talk about an interesting one, and it's Karthus. Like this one is really interesting, cause
yeah, I thought about it too.
Cause you know, like you won't meet a lot of like insane fucking jungle Karthus players, because like most of the jungle Karthus players, you know, like they're not that good at actually hitting their Qs, you know, like maybe they will get 10 CS per minute, like every single jungle Karthus ever, right? But the people that will actually predict you and be able to kill you even though you kill them are the ones that are going to be like actually make your life like miserable as Karthus.
I agree.
So I feel like if you're playing against like a high elo Karthus that's actually fucking good at Karthus, it would be a hard matchup.
I agree. The thing is, you can obviously it's a Karthus, and when you're fat and when you get 4 stacks and get onto him, there's nothing you can do. Exhaust will not save him, Flash will not save him, Ignite will not save him, not even hitting all the Qs will save him. You just roll over him. But a smart Karthus will always make sure to W the bushes, not to get invaded, to avoid you at all costs, power out farm you into oblivion, out tempo you into oblivion, and then there you are. If he's exhaust, you can't ever kill him, he throws 2 Qs, you die. If he's flash and you're not really fat, you can't, I mean, okay, usually you can kill him if you flash to actually take that back, but if he doesn't put himself in vulnerable positions and just make sure to out farm you and like perma out tempo you, he has twice the value that you will have, because he's Karthus. AE spells, always more tempo, more damage in team fights as well.
Yeah. No, so I play Karthus myself, right? And you know, like whenever I play against a Rengar, I will actually never take exhaust. because
me neither. It's int.
Yeah, it's really fucking int. I don't know why people do it actually.
It's harder, easier for Rengar to kill a Karthus with exhaust than it is with flash.
Yeah, that's true.
Like really.
Really.
So you put it on hard matchup?
I put him on hard matchup. Yeah.
Alright, let's do it. I agree.
And that's if both players are like equally skilled. But
yep,
you know,
I
like
agree,
we're not talking about equally skilled in plat. We're talking about like equally skilled like in challenger, like against like a Karthus that knows what's up, right? But yeah.
Yeah.
Next one. What are we looking at here?
Next one. Let's cover the meta junglers. What is the meta jungler we could talk about?
Let's talk.
I mean, no, he's not.
I mean, Lilia is kind of meta, not so much, actually. Echo in China is super meta, like mega meta.
Really?
Yeah.
No one plays him in the US. No one. What do you think about Echo? Like,
Echo in China is actually hard. Like, it sounds weird, but he's actually hard because I feel like after the nerfs, like all AP junglers basically got buffed. Why? Because of Magi's, right? Magi's, Nashor's Tooth, insane value items. And I feel like Echo can actually like really counter your kit. Like his old cooldowns in like 20 seconds. He just like goes around just one-shots people. And you know, like Chinese junglers just love to like perma gank. And Echo is just like a better gank than Rengar like in the early game.
I can imagine.
Yeah. So you know, like he's the type of champion that will completely destroy you if he gets 2 items, and there's absolutely nothing you can do, because even if you try to punish him, you can just ult back and relax, right?
True.
So
I mean, Echo is like a ticking time bomb, right? Like before 6, he's barely a champion. He needs to get free kills, like you said. He needs to get his good gank potential off, get some kills early game. But the moment he hits 6, it's so hard to lock him. Like, you can't ever really lock him down if he's good. He uses W ult, movement speed from his passive. There's never really a way you kill him unless you have like 2 items and you can. But Echo's like mind games, right? When Echo's ulti up, and you have your E, you have 4 stacks, you need to jump over walls to not make him react, lock him down, one-shot him. But then it's like, do you use your combo instantly while jumping on him? Does he wait with his ultimate? Does he instantly use ultimate? Do you not use anything? But I think an Rengar needs to be more careful than an Echo. And an Echo...
Yeah, definitely.
How do I say
like before level 6, definitely Rengar favored. After level 6, it's skill matchup. But after 2 items, like it's very Echo
definitely
favored.
hard matchup.
Yeah.
Like
so I feel like
Echo has to fuck up for Rengar to punish him. Where would you put it?
I will put it like in skill matchup, but I just
slightly
Echo favored, yeah. Okay. What are we talking about next?
Next up, this is I don't even know if you can talk about this champion, but it's kind of special. Shaco, what do you think? Do you play against Shakos in China? Does anyone play Shaco there?
No, not even a single Shaco. Like maybe
that's what I thought.
400 games. I've never seen it, so I would not be able to judge it at all. Like I can talk about Shaco pre 13.20, but I will not be able to talk about Shaco. So where do you put Shaco?
I just put him in Rengar favor just because you can just perma reveal him with your stuff, with your ulti, with your E, with the choose. That's all. Just put it in Rengar favor, maybe even free, and just move on. Honestly, not too much to talk about here.
All right, let's just put him in easy then, because that's what I felt before 13.20. But you know, he's an AD assassin, and because he also got hit by the nerfs, I feel like it's very justified. All right, next one I want to talk about is Lilia. Lilia is a little bit of a weird one, I'm not gonna lie, because I played a fair amount of Lilia, and she was actually like an Exodia champion, like when I played her. Like completely disturbingly broken actually, but
this patch? Or which patch?
Not this patch. Pre 13.20 she was completely Exodia, but after 13.20 I feel like her power kind of calmed down by a lot, so I feel like right now it's kind of Rengar favored. What do you think?
I feel like it depends on her items. like when you look at it from a champion perspective, obviously it's Rengar favored. You can cancel ultimate. She can't even run away, not even with her movement speed. You would just kill her, one shot her, lock her down, whatever you want. She's nothing to dodge, no mobility. But like,
there's 3
if you consider items, Demonic Embrace. The moment she's Demonic Embrace, she's unkillable. She can either go Crown, Rod of Ages, or Liandry's. If it's Liandry's, there's a chance you can kill it. With Crown, there's no chance you will ever kill her. With Rod of Ages, there's a very small chance you will ever kill her if you're really fat. And then you're just getting worse and worse and worse, and you're getting... I mean, it depends on the items. But since like a matchup tier list, I would actually put it in Rengar favored. Like, I don't usually struggle with Lilias. Usually Lilias struggle with Rengar. Like, unless they have their 3 items.
That is true. Yeah, it's very specific, like for items. I feel like Crown's kind of troll on Lilia. I feel like Rod of Ages, like the Demonic Embrace, both items, like just feels so good on Lilia that, you know, it's absolutely nothing in the game that can actually kill you. Because she just has way too much more speed, etc. Alright.
Lilia's like a skill champion though. A good Lilia will make literally like 1v9 almost every game. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
But if she's not good, or there's a fair assassin like Rengar, there's barely anything she can do as well.
That is true.
But I agree. Rengar, okay.
The next matchup is...
Not too much left. The thing is, most of the junglers are not in meta. Like, we could cover Ulia, but this champion is never seen. Elise, barely picked.
Actually, in China, like a champion is picked like maybe in 10% of the games. It's Sylas. In Sylas,
really? Sylas?
Yeah, even after the nerfs, he's always picked. And I feel like, you know, Chinese players really love AP junglers because of like the Magi's and, you know, like all the nerfs to like all AD assassins. So what do you think about that one?
I mean, I think if you play Sylas jungle, you're trolling, first of all. I think the champion has nothing to do in the jungle. Yeah. You can't clear properly, you need to reset after 3 camps. If you get invaded level 2, for example, by Graves or Nidalee, there's nothing you can do, you insta-die. From my experience at least. And I don't know, Rengar, you're stronger than him at almost every stage of the game, I think. Unless he's level lead, but that never happens unless you're solo lane Sylas, which in my opinion he belongs. I think that's like one of the freest. It's like Nidalee. This champion has so much gank potential, and if he gets free kills, he's going to snowball the fuck over you. Like, it's just a stat check champ.
Yeah.
Like Nidalee, like Hecarim, if they're fat, there's nothing much you can do. But I think
it's
a very free matchup over.
It's a really free matchup, but unfortunately not in China. But I don't know if I should talk about China or just like consider US as well. Just because,
you can
like,
include your experience from China, yeah.
Because like when they pick Sylas, like I guarantee you, like 90% of the games, Sylas will get 2 kills like in the early game, like literally every single time, because they're so like everyone is so fucking aggressive that, you know, like he will get those kills, and because he gets those kills, this is exactly what happens. You know, like he starts stat checking you, and this literally one-shots you, like gets like, you know, that first component item, gets her dark seal, and then all of a sudden just completely demolishes you, and there's absolutely nothing you can
do. Like Nidalee, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I
literally.
I feel if both teams have the same skill level and you know they don't int, then I think you can.
It's situational. Like if he gets fed, he will completely destroy you. If he doesn't, like it's the freest matchup of all time. So I feel like I would still put him in Rengar favored, considering EOS. Yeah.
I agree.
What about Wukong? Do you ever see Wukong?
No, Wukong jungle is kinda dead here. Yeah. But like if we talk about Wukong matchup, I would put him actually in unplayable, I think. A good Wukong will destroy you at any point.
Yeah.
2 levels behind, 2 items behind, doesn't matter. This guy will completely annihilate you.
I was actually gonna talk about that one. We don't really see him a lot in China, but you know, like Wukong is actually like a god in China, right? That's like some Chinese players will like. All right. What about Gragas?
Gragas. I think I would put Gragas in skill matchup.
Yeah, me too.
Just because he just cancels you, and a good Gragas. Like he's weak early game, but a good Gragas, when both are the same skill level, he will never really enable the Rengar to kill him and to do a lot as well in team fights.
I agree with that. I don't really want to talk about Gragas too much. It's kind of like the Puppy situation, right?
Yeah.
But Puppy is like a little bit more of a cuck. But yeah.
She is, I agree.
Next one is Elise. What do you think about her?
Elise is a tough one because like I used to get asked by pro players a lot how to play Rengar into Elise because they thought Rengar is a counter for Elise, and I was like thinking, why do they think this like Rengar counters Elise?
Yeah, that's a good question.
Yeah, they were asking me, Elise is meta, how do I play Rengar into it? They're like, yo, can you give me some tips? I was like, well, the thing is, if you pam around with your stacks, there's not much Elise can do. But also Rengar is not the best champion to counter dive and to protect a dive because he just needs bushes to really be enabled. And I feel like at one point, like Elise wins against Rengar level 3, level 4. That's what most people don't even know. Like she actually kills him if all the spires are alive.
Oh yeah, I
feel like it's a straight up skill matchup. Like whatever happens, that game happens. Whoever gets fed wins the game.
Yeah.
And I feel like both champions have something. Like, you can't one-shot Elise because of her E as well. Elise can one-shot Rengar. Rengar can cleanse a snare. It's maybe slightly Rengar favored, but I would overall call it the skill matchup.
I would call it a skill matchup too. I feel like it's kind of like a better version of Sylas in the jungle, in the sense that even if she's not fed, she will still be able to 1v1 you, and if she misses her E, or you know, like she trolls her combo, like you'll be able to kill her. And you know, it's like a little bit Rengar favored, like in some of the fights, like after 4, just because like you're going to have Serrated Dirk and all that, and you know you can still cleanse her burst if you're like quick enough, or you know you're not playing stupidly with your stacks. So yeah, I'll definitely put her in skill matchup. I like that.
I'll put that as well.
All right. I mean, I feel like we kind of talked about everything, haven't we?
No. There's one jungler that I need to have covered. Do Chinese people play Kindred? Is she played on the Super server?
Never.
No, not at all. Because Kindred used to be like one of my most hated matchups ever since Trinity and Kraken Slayer became meta. Yep.
Wow.
I feel like it's a very spicy matchup.
I've seen her once, but I don't know. Kindred is like a little bit of a weird one. I feel like it's a skill matchup for me.
Exactly.
It's like she will be stronger than you like out of the bushes, but in and out of the bushes, like you can, like it's a little bit Rengar favored. But the thing about Kindred is that, you know, like she can go everywhere, but you can't, right?
Exactly. For me, it's like in Italy. When she has a prior lane and she gets access to her marks, I feel like there's nothing you can do. But on the opposite, if it's a fair game, fair matchups, and like the same player skill, I feel like it's a skill matchup, and whoever plays better wins the game. So I will put that. But I wanted to cover Kindred because she's not meta right now, but I just wanted to know what you think about her because I really dislike her. Like if I would be biased, I would put in hard matchup.
I can put it in skill matchup, but you know,
I put in skill matchup too.
Like if you switch Graves with Kindred, so if you put Kindred in like hard and Graves and skill matchup, I would still understand that. But me personally, it's like personal bias. I just really dislike Graves just because he's just
same
stat check. For me. But then Kindred still has you know like her ult and all that. But yeah, I think we covered pretty much everything. We're not gonna talk too much about the non-meta junglers. We can talk about Diana, but I don't really see a lot of Dianas ever. We can talk about Remus, but who cares about Remus?
There are a lot of champions you could just... I mean, you can basically jungle everything. We could also talk about Mordek as a jungle, not Fury jungle, but we covered all the meta jungles, all the spicy
Actually,
ones.
the last one is gonna be Viego.
Oh yeah, we forgot about Viego. True, that is a good one actually. That's a needed one. Viego is, in my opinion, Rengar favorite. The moment he gets his Trinity Kraken, I really hate that combo by the way. I feel like it's so overpowered, Kraken Trinity. It's a Viego matchup the moment he gets his 2 items, but I think overall matchup wise, Rengar just shits on Viegos.
I feel like I feel like they just shit on every single Viegos, but I just feel like up to 3-4 items, if they know how to itemize, like some of the Viegos will go like Titanic Hydra or something. It just becomes super unplayable for Rengar because you just touch.
And the champion is just. Yeah, the moment he gets resets as well, it's like, okay, it's not even... You can't count this a matchup anymore. The moment he just resets in team fights, he just 1v9s everything. It's like such a coin flip champion because he relies so much on his resets and like on the factors being in his favor. Like, and if things happen into his favor, he would just take over, but if they don't, it's easy. So I would consider him a Rengar favorite matchup just if you look at matchups alone and like the champions compared.
No, I definitely agree. Well, that's about it. Kind of like this list, to be honest.
That's about it. Same. It's a base list.
It's definitely
13, 20 high elo jungle matchup tier list. We can call it that.
Oh wait, we have 20. I have...
No, wait, what patch do we have?
Oh, I have 21. Because I put Wukong as well. Just because it looks better with like 3 unplayable champions, right?
Yeah, 21.
But yeah, we can just call it 20. But yeah. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. If you enjoyed the video, make sure to check out Pusi Puu's channel in the description down below. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and I will catch you guys in the next video. See you guys. Bye bye.